He starts touching me down there repeatedly. I keep pushing him off. I keep pushing his hand off. I keep bringing his hand back up to like my waist. He keeps touching me. I keep pushing him off.
Yo, what's good? It's your boy Rock here. And today I woke up this morning to a ton of people online talking about these accusations that were made about Alex Pereira, the light heavyweight UFC champion of the world. Now, this girl came out on TikTok yesterday and made a video basically explaining that Alex Pereira had sexually assaulted her in a very, very weird way. In detail, she described the situation in an about 9-minute video. And everyone online is talking about this, debating over whether this girl is lying or telling the truth. Now I'm going to be going through exactly what this girl said, breaking down all the inconsistencies and things that kind of don't really make sense to me and the things that do make sense to me. After all, we don't really know if she's telling the truth or not until it's actually ruled out in a court situation that the man is guilty, he's innocent. So let's get into this. But before I start the video, I kindly ask that you please hit that like and subscribe button for more content like this. I upload almost every day and I really appreciate it. So first, let's get into how this girl actually is linked to Alex Pereira and who she is. The only evidence that we really have linking her to Alex is a picture that they took together, which kind of looks like a fan picture. It genuinely looks like she was like, yo, I'm a fan, can I get a picture? The way she explained the story though is that her friend asked for a picture and then Alex, for some reason, asked the girl to take a picture, which makes no sense, first of all, to me. I just want to put that out there. Why would Alex Pereira be asking random girls for pictures? That's not even famous. That's like literally a nobody. Her friend's a fan. Doesn't really make sense to me. Now, this girl that's accusing him is actually an OnlyFans creator. And when she made this video, her OnlyFans was linked to her TikTok, which the video was in. So I don't know, that's kind of weird to me that she's an OnlyFans content creator. The only real link that she has with Alex is this picture of him that looks like a fan picture. It's already kind of shaky. Then she kind of goes on to tell the story of Alex's assistant asked her and her friend to wait back at his hotel, and he was talking about them going out on a fun night, strip clubs, all of this kind of stuff. And Alex took a while doing interviews, according to this girl, and when him and his translator got back, apparently Alex said, nah, I don't really feel like going out, I'm gonna order food in, and they just chilled at the hotel. This next part is kind of interesting to me, so I'm gonna let her do the explaining.
And then he takes off his clothes, gets into bed, orders food, and then is trying to get me to get into bed with him. My friend and me and the translator are all sitting on the couch, and he's just sitting in bed staring at me and telling his translator to tell me things and trying to convince me to get into bed with him. I eventually get into bed with him because I was naive, I guess. I didn't think that anything was going to happen. My friend was there with me. I had told her not to leave me at any point. She had told me not to leave her with the assistant at any point. I thought that we were going to be fine. I thought I was going to be able to maybe try and get myself comfortable by getting into bed with him and cuddling with him if there was people in the room. I just have problems of my own. I have trauma. This is not the first time that this has happened to me. It's just naive, I guess. I don't know what I was thinking. I don't know why I got into bed with him.
So let me get this straight. Alex Pereira told his translator to convince you to get into bed with him. And you, with barely thinking about it, got into bed with a strange man that you don't really know, that you aren't a fan of, that you just met. You got into bed with him thinking that you're just gonna cuddle. Like, first of all, if the story even happened, when does that ever happen? Where a guy randomly meets a girl for the first time, they don't know each other, strangers, brings her to his hotel, and then asks her to get into bed with him, and you thinking in your head, yeah, we're just gonna cuddle. Like, that's never the case. Those are never the intentions. And as a grown adult or a grown woman, you should know that. As a grown man, I know that. Fuck, I would never expect that if somebody invited me over, first time I'm meeting them, and told me get in my bed, and I'm expecting to just cuddle with them. Like, bro, it's never that simple.
He starts touching me down there repeatedly. I keep pushing him off. I keep pushing his hand off. I keep bringing his hand back up to like my waist so that we can just like cuddle, because I'm comfortable with cuddling. I'm not comfortable with putting out with somebody that I don't know. I just met literally for the first time. He's huge, scary, doesn't speak any of my language, and I wasn't comfortable putting out with him because that's just not what I do. He keeps touching me. I keep pushing him off. Eventually, me and my friend say that we're very tired and we would like to go to sleep. They turn all the lights off. My friend and the assistant get into bed. It's a queen-size bed that they get into. I'm in a queen-size bed right next to it with Alex.
So if you're not comfortable with getting down with somebody that you just met for the first time, why did you get into bed with him in the first place? I will never understand the logic behind that. If you are clearly uncomfortable with being in bed with a big scary man that doesn't speak English, I don't understand why you just wouldn't leave, especially if he's touching you in weird ways that you wouldn't want to be touched. It's like, just leave. Get up and leave. Your friends in the room, his translators in the room, and assistants in the room. There's like 3 other people in the room. Why don't you just leave? It's not like, okay, it's just you and him. You don't know if you get up and leave, is he gonna do something crazy? If this even happened.
I'm pushing him off of me. He won't get off. He eventually pulls my underwear and my pants down to around like halfway on my thighs, and I push him off again.
I don't get how she's crying and making all these crying noises, but not one tear is coming out of her eyes. Like, genuinely, Amber Heard did better acting than this during that Johnny Depp court case. What is going on? If you're gonna tell a story that's supposed to be painful and hurtful, at least actually shed some tears to make it look realistic. Like, you crying, but not one tear shedding out your eyes aren't even getting watery, your eyes aren't even getting red. Like, this doesn't make sense.
He gets out of bed, he starts screaming and putting his socks and his clothes on. I'm terrified because I don't know what's happening. My pants are around my legs after I told him no and pushed him off, and he's screaming in another language. Me and my friend are looking at each other, hiding under the blankets, like about to start bawling our eyes out. And he starts telling his translator that he doesn't want to sleep in the same room with him and my friend, and that he wants them to leave. His translator and my friend leave the hotel room.
Okay, so what you're saying is Alex Pereira's translator clearly saw that you were uncomfortable and didn't want to do anything sexual with this man. Alex got mad, started screaming, acting frantic, looking really scary. And his translator and the assistant and your friend all said, okay, we're gonna leave and let Alex do whatever he wants. That's hard for me to believe, that your friend, Alex Pereira's translator and an assistant all saw this entire thing go down. You look extremely uncomfortable, you get sexually assaulted, you literally looking scared as fuck. He starts getting up, screaming and shouting, and they were like, yeah, nah, we good to leave this girl in the room. All 3 of them. And not one person was like, nah, we can't do that. Let's just let her leave. Like, nobody said that? Or nobody said, just take your friend with you and go, like, shit's getting weird. I don't know, bro. Unless they got some weird shit going on there, this story sounds crazy to me.
His translator and my friend leave the hotel room. He immediately starts trying to take my clothes off. He starts trying to take my socks off. I try to tell him no, because I have blisters on my feet from walking around New York in heels for like 10 hours the night before, and I had band-aids on my blisters, and they were going to get ripped off with my socks. He puts me on top of him so that I don't know how much of this I'm allowed to say on TikTok. He puts me on top of him so that I don't know if I'm allowed to say this, but he puts me on top of him so that we're 69ing. I think that it's just going to be like normal, like he just pressured me into having sex, and he scared me into having sex with him. It's whatever, like, it's nothing that hasn't happened to me before. Like, I'll just, keep it inside like I usually do and just live with it. He starts using multiple of his fingers, forcefully pushing them into my... Before his assistant had left the room, I had told him to please tell Alex that I was very nervous. I don't put out on the first time meeting somebody like that. Please emphasize to Alex that I'm very nervous. I haven't had sex with a lot of people. I have a lot of sexual trauma. I freeze up in the moment, and I am not able to have sex with people like that when I first meet them, and I told his translator to tell him that.
So again, bro, like, literally not one tear is coming out of her eyes. She's crying. She's literally crying, but not one tear. This acting is so bad. And then on top of that, you told the man's translator, his translator was like, yeah, I'm just gonna let Alex do whatever he wants, even though this girl clearly doesn't want to do anything. If this is even what happened. And you have all the sexual trauma, but you sell your body online. You are literally an online, like, it's just, I don't understand. Like, a lot of this just isn't really making sense to me. If this is such a touchy subject, or sexual things are such a touchy subject for you, why would you choose that line of work? Why would you do that? Like, what?
He picks me up from off of on top of him, asks me, the only time he spoke English this entire time that I was with him was to ask me to help him put it in. I tried to put it in, but I was nervous, so I couldn't. So he did it, and he put it in my ass, and then he assaulted me.
So let me get this straight. Alex Pereira does not know how to speak English. All he can say is, come to daddy, the sign. That's literally all he can say. And you telling me that this man's first full proper English sentence he learned was help me put my dick in your ass? I don't know. If that's true and he did learn that as his first English full sentence, he's one evil guy. But I don't think that's the case, and I'm gonna keep it a buck. this story sounds crazy. It just sounds, I don't know. It's getting harder to believe as it goes on. I mean, it is hard to believe. I'm not gonna lie. It just keeps getting weirder. And if she is telling the truth, I hope that justice gets brought. But I personally don't think that she's telling the truth. If she's lying, she gotta be dealt with in some type of way. But what I don't understand is why she just doesn't go to the law. Like the police, courts, they'll deal with this shit. But she'd rather come on TikTok and go on social media and, in my opinion, clout chase, because that's really what it is. Like, you did not have to come on social media and talk about this. You could have went to the police. And then when shit got actually into motion, you could have maybe come out and talked about it. But clearly, there's some type of an agenda here. You had your OnlyFans linked to your TikTok account. There's actually no proof linking you to this man besides one picture that looks like you just saw him outside and took a pic with him. I don't know. This is a very weird thing. If this girl's lying, I hope she's dealt with. But the thing is, most of the time they don't. If the accuser accuses somebody of something and they lied, nothing happens to them. Absolutely nothing, which is fucked. Because his reputation can be tarnished. His reputation can get destroyed. It has happened many, many times before. And you telling me you didn't take any pictures with him in the hotel room, you didn't take any pictures with his friend or your friend with the translator, you didn't sneak any type of proof in video-wise at all. Like, I don't know, it's just, bro, it is what it is. But anyways, that's the video from me. I hope you guys enjoyed me giving all this information and shit like that. It's a weird thing to just come out and clout chase like this. If she is telling the truth, I hope she gets justice. But right now, there's no way to even prove that because she has no proof, first of all. She hasn't gone to law enforcement. So what the fuck are we supposed to do about it? But anyways, guys, I've been Rocky. Peace out.
I get high, I feel alive. I don't want to be sober, think I'd rather die. I don't want no problems, trying to find peace of mind. I don't want your life, I forget I live in mine. I got spending problems, I want better months. I got spending problems, yeah, I splash some merch.